Hello again. This same video is being used for Math 2232 and Math 2270, as both of these tests are happening on the same time and according to the same procedures. So Math 2232 and Math 2270 are coming to you from the College of DuPage. And the title of this lecture is Midterm Net Process Protocols. I am teaching a VCM class this summer, and by COD edict, this is a little bit different, and a separate video was shared with them. As always, please be an attentive learner. By way of introduction, this will seem very complicated to you, and there's lots of moving parts, but it is necessary. You should draw comfort from the fact that this has worked well for others in the past. In fact, this is my 5th COVID-compromised semester. I've been using the same process. Please pay attention. This video, in concert with the content video previously shared, will help inform your solid preparation and enable efficient, high-stakes assessment administration. The following statement will be read to students before the test begins, and I'm reading it now with you. The standards for academic integrity at the College of DuPage are taken very seriously. Our role as your test proctor is to uphold these standards during our session. To be clear, during your exam you cannot access or use any website, chat program, screen sharing tool, or any technology on any device that is not explicitly permitted for this test. Nothing beyond specified testing materials is allowed. You should not be communicating with anyone in any way. Your phone notifications should be off or on Do Not Disturb so that your phone is silent and is not set to vibrate. All sessions are recorded, and any drops from our connection or testing concerns will be reported. No breaks are allowed. Some of those things will be repeated as I go through this. These are my comments. Violations of these protocols are indeed considered serious. Testing irregularity reports will be filed by the proctoring organization, and I will be involved in adjudicating for the incidents along with some COD deans. Please do everything within your power to avoid making me go there. This is an analogy, and what you see is a NASA control center, and you see specialists here, you see supervisors, and you see someone who is ultimately in charge. Now, the scheme that we have is every bit as professional as this one, but I will tell you that the environment is way more diverse and the attire more stylish. This picture actually came from 1969, one of the Apollo missions. So this is what will happen. You are out here and you will be Zooming with a proctor, which there will be several proctors because there's not one proctor proctoring everybody. The proctor actually is focusing on you or a small collection of you. So you are here, you're Zooming with the proctors, and the proctors in turn have a head session proctor who's even more experienced and could answer questions or issues that come up. And ultimately, the session proctor also has my phone number, and so I am ultimately available and in charge to help with this process. I will tell you, as time goes on, they don't call me so often, but this allows me to be 2 places at once because there will be 2 exams happening simultaneously. So here is some work that's in progress. Some of this has been done, some of this might be happening, and so on and so forth. So a proctor will reach out to you over your COD email. This is the dupage.edu email with your Zoom address for the exam. Your address might be different than someone else's. Now let me know if you missed this over my COD email from your COD email, and I will contact the proctor and they will resend the information if required. But look for it first because you might have already received it. Any documented accommodation needs should have been sent to my COD email from your dupage.edu email with capitalized accommodations, probably spelled correctly, I think I missed an M there, in the subject line. And I do know several of these are in progress. If you haven't done this, do this as soon as possible. When you log into the Zoom address that you get here, and 15 minutes early is recommended, and we'll say more about that later, your identity will be verified via picture ID, and your environment and setup will be vetted. So they will check things out. So you really need this 15 minutes. If you show up exactly at exam time, you will be delaying yourself and others from getting started. So come early. Only allowed materials may be used, and we'll talk more about what is allowed and what is not. So all of this stuff happens before your exam can begin. Once your exam does begin, the proctors will be watching you test over Zoom, and your Zoom testing is recorded. So I'm to remind you that you will need two devices to test, a smartphone and a computer or laptop that you will be doing the testing on. So you will join the Zoom test session on your smartphone. They're watching you over your smartphone with audio and video turned on, and take the exam on your laptop or computer. Students will not be able to take their exam unless this procedure is followed. Now, all is explained very well here in a nice video. I encourage you to watch this video. They do a more complete job of explaining that than I did, or at least it's more efficient than I did. So watch this video, and all is explained here. So this is the date of the exam, and this is the time of the exam, and this is unless officially accommodated. That means you've interacted with me and you've worked something else out. Actually, not with me, but with the proctor who's trying to do this. So that's the date, and that's the time for both of the 2232 and 2270. And there will be passwords associated with the exam that only the proctor can give you. Unless you have accommodations allowing you extra time, the standard time is 110 minutes that you will have to do this. You will be allowed scratch paper, but they will look at your scratch paper to make sure it is empty. You won't have notes or textbooks, none of that. You will be allowed to use a certain calculator, but we're, by math department policy, not allowing students to use symbolic integration in either of these two courses. So you're restricted to the kind of calculator you can use. And so it has to be one without symbolic integration. And in fact, I suggest, and this is what the rule the proctors are going to use, you can use the built-in calculator on your computer, or you can use Excel on your computer. Again, you get Excel free at the College of DuPage. So use one of these to do that, and nothing else, and that way everybody has a level playing field, and so that's what we'll do. Make sure that you install the free Zoom app on your smartphone. If you already have Zoom installed, check for updates. This is on your smartphone. Practice setting up your phone. It should be set on a hard, stable surface to the side of you and your computer screen so that the view includes you, your work area, and your screen. That's what they're proctoring. It should also account for the phone being plugged into its charger, so do plan accordingly. And make sure you do charge your phone ahead of time because you don't want the phone to die. Make sure you have a quiet, private place to test with an appropriate clutter-free, flat and hard surface. Inform others in your home, if that's where you're testing, that you cannot be disturbed while testing. And after, this was all before, after you will be checked out when finished by a proctor in a Zoom breakout room. So when you're finished, you let them know. They'll check to make sure that you've turned in everything that you should, and then you will be able to go. Okay, so bring fully charged phone and phone charger and allow testing material. And again, scratch paper, Excel, on-screen scientific calculator, and you can print off a copy of the high stakes assessment itself. That's allowed for you to do after you use the password to get it. Pens and pencils. Nothing else, no notes beyond the grace notes attached to the exam. There may be grace notes attached to the exam or not. So you join the Zoom session and choose the device, audio, and turn the video on. Turn off these notifications, turn the volume down. Only one monitor is permitted. They do check your work area, so only things that were allowed. You have no watches, fitness trackers, hats, earbuds, and so on are allowed. The entire test session will be recorded and you will have no breaks. Now this is the same video I referenced earlier, so if you watched it then, you don't have to watch it again, but this deals with it, and if you can't click on this, you can go to you can copy it and paste it into your browser. And if you have other issues, you certainly can contact me, but if there are issues about the proctoring, you can contact proctoring at COD. And one of the things you can do there, which isn't a bad thing, it will save you time, is do pre-testing technology and Zoom check. They will do that for you if you contact them. So once your environment has been established as appropriate by the proctor, they will give you a password to the high stakes assessment answer sheet. This is the primary grading instrument, and this will be a password that allows you to go into this. This is when your clock starts. So that's when the 110 minutes start. They will also give you a password to access the test, which will be up here in the syllabus tab, and that will have a password as well. At the end of your test, and by the way, since this is the primary grading instrument, you want to make sure that you complete this. That's why we practiced this, and we also practiced uploading a PDF to Blackboard. So you want to make sure that you're doing this, because this is the primary grading instrument, and this is the PDF upload. So I look first here for an answer, and that will determine credit on the problem. Partial credit might be given if you have substantial work on the PDF upload, but answers matter a lot in this high stakes assessment. So make sure you upload this and use this process. Some students say, oh, I couldn't figure it out. Well, that's why we practiced this before, so make sure you know how to do this when test time comes. In closing, now more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math, it will make you strong. And now, more than ever, take care of yourself and of each other. Truly, we are all in this together. May God bless you all.